This is the Jason Walker Show. Two-time National Sports Media Association Montana Sportscaster of the Year and three-time loser, the Jason Walker Show. The best local and statewide sports coverage, featuring the biggest guests from Montana.
Clint Layng joining us here on the Jason Walker Show.
He's freaking exhausting, too. You used to dance a lot more. Yeah, I know, lady. I'm 51 years old now.
The NAI Hall of Famer Mike Van Diest joining us here, Jason Walker Show. And is it just a deal where quarterbacks have to be good golfers?
Well, that's all they have time for. They don't work out. They don't lift weights. They don't do anything else. They might as well go get on the golf course and at least have some fun.
And from across the country,
Doug Gottlieb, our guest here on the Jason Walker Show.
End of the day, remember, it's your show. It's got your name on it.
Howie Mandel, our guest here.
Jason Walker, deal or no deal?
the Jason Walker Show.
Hey, what up? Happy Thursday. The Jason Walker Show. We are back inside the Above All Handyman Services Man Cave. And whatever you need done in your home or on the outside of the home, get it done. From roofing to tile and everything in between, Above All Handyman Services will take care of it for you. They helped with this amazing man cave. They helped with our bathroom. It's awesome, and we appreciate them. Oh, let's see here. We got a big show today. Mackenzie Johnston will join us. The former Lady Grizz Capital Bruins standout, playing for a championship in Germany on Saturday. She'll join us from Germany coming up. We're also going to check in with Reed Harris, the Great Falls High Bison Jr. that's headed off to Boston College at the end of his high school career in 2023. And more fallout from the firing of Clint Layng by the school board at Jefferson High, as Trace LeTexier and Nick Winfield will join us. A couple of former Panther players on the way as well. And that's the big story. And we'll get more of it here in a second. But there was some good news yesterday. And Maya Hansen, who as a freshman at Laurel had committed to play basketball at the University of Montana and then transferred into Billings Central. And then her junior year, at the end of it last spring, said, I'm not going to Montana, I'm going out to Butler. Well, last month, and we called it, Butler fired its head basketball coach. And so Maya, after about a month or so, said, you know what, I'll go to Boise State. So she had signed her letter of intent with Butler, but was released from that contract and binding agreement after Kurt Godlewski was fired in March. So now Maya will head off to Boise State, and she will join us on Tuesday, the Montana Gatorade Girls Basketball Player of the Year. Mike Petrino, who was an assistant with Shannon Schwayen when Maya was still going to play for the Lady Grizz and became the head coach, is now an assistant at Boise. So that is a connection, and that's a big deal. So there you go. Maya Hansen will join us on Tuesday to talk about heading off to Boise State. But once again, it's all about Clint Layng. After the board members, Danny Morris, Larry Rash, Buster Bullock, and Kyrie Russ all said, yeah, we don't want him as our coach anymore. It's crazy. 62-36 in his career. And this thing has gained a lot of speed in the last day and a half across the state of Montana, from coaches and players, of even opponents reaching out. CL Nordahl at yahoo.com. If you would like to write a letter of support for Coach Layng, wherever you are, and if you know Coach Layng and know that a wrong was committed here by the board members, CL Nordahl at yahoo.com is where you can send those letters of support for Coach Layng and his family. And it's not something that's going to end. There's a board meeting May 19th, and hopefully there'll be a special meeting before that to get Coach Layng the support and get him hired back, if he would so choose. And I believe Coach Layng tentatively will join us on Monday. here on the Jason Walker Show. The opening segment of the Jason Walker Show is brought to you by Montana Custom Log Homes, the premier log home company in the industry, with 3 distinct divisions so you can create the log home of your dreams and your budget. You've got milled log, you've got handcrafted, you've got timber frame, and over 50 years of experience and the finest craftsmen available in the state. They'll build you a home crafted to last for generations. Get a hold of Montana Custom Log Homes today at yourcustomlog.com or tomorrow. But get a hold of them. As I've been trying to do with Danny Morris, Larry Rash, Buster Bullock, and Kyrie Russ, but those 4 have not responded in any way, shape, or form to why they decided to let a successful coach go. And it's not just me whose mind was blown. Joining us now on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline is a former player for Clint Layng, who's made quite the success after playing football, and his name is Nick Winfield. And he joins us now here on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline on the Jason Walker Show.
All right, Nick, it's been a while. All right, Nick, it's been a while since we talked. I don't know if we've chatted since you left Helena High, but how is life outside of what we're really going to talk about today?
Well, life's pretty good. After I left Helena High, I went down and joined Jefferson for about a year and a half and graduated there 2016. Went to Montana Tech and played football over there for a little while and got my civil engineering degree, and shortly thereafter started as a staff engineer with Staley Engineering down in Billings. So
nice. Life's
been good, just living the real world life nowadays. So
being an adult, it's different.
Yeah, it is being different. Or it's a lot different, but it's enjoyable. Absolutely enjoyable. So,
well, let's get right to it. Everybody knows about the news that hit Wednesday night around 8:00 or so, and we've been talking about it now for 2 days. But Clint Layng essentially fired at Jefferson High by the school board in a decision that shocked everybody. Give me your initial thoughts when you saw that and the such.
Initially when I first heard was my dad gave me a call, and I really couldn't believe it. I mean, fired on the grounds of what? He was in the semifinals last year. I just can't even fathom really what their thoughts were. And to not give him a reason or a chance to be able to defend himself or defend whatever they may have in their head that gave them the means of firing him, then I just don't know. I can't figure it out. And until I get some more information, I don't think I will be able to figure it out. But to tell you the truth, there's a large doubt in my mind that there is anything more there. Again, I don't know the story. I don't know what's going on in the community or in the school board's head. But it's just sad because he's done so much for the community and for the kids and for the football program itself.
And, as the basketball coach, he basically, he's done so much with whatever the high school has given him, which is based off student athletes. And at times it's very little. And at times, he's got some studs, but he made the semifinals last year, like you said, as a coach, with a team that lost its starting quarterback on the last play of the last game of the regular season and still made the semifinals, and then they still let him go. And again, no explanation has been given.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, losing Braden was huge for them, and their season might have ended completely differently if they did have him. But also that's kudos to him and his coaching and being able to teach the next up mentality in that school and in life, and being able to teach these kids resilience that, we can do it. We can still do it. It's going to be tough. Yeah. But there's no doubt we've got the kids to do it. And he's always been one that's been able to inspire kids to step up and play. And he always believes them.
Right. They are taking emails, and this is one thing we just found out this afternoon, but, taking emails to get letters of support, basically. clnordahl@yahoo.com is organizing all this in hopes that maybe, Nick, we can get a revote and make the board come to its senses. If there's enough people in the community and across the state, let's not forget that think that a wrong was done. Obviously, you're one of those that's going to write an email, I'm sure.
Right. I've already written one. She already has it. But, yeah, it'd be greatly appreciated by all of us if anyone who's listening today could reach out and write a letter of support for Coach Layng. Cassidy Parsons is leading the charge there, her and Tim Norbeck. And, yeah, they absolutely want all of the support that they can get to show the school board the mistake that it's making.
Nick Winfield joining us, former Jefferson High Panther. Obviously, you transferred out there for reasons. What was playing for Coach Layng like?
It was awesome. From the very moment that I showed up, you could tell that he cared about me. And, I played for a lot of coaches that care about you and care about your well-being and everything else. But Coach Layng, he took that to a whole different level, him and his staff alike. I mean, some of the guys that were helping him, his supporting staff when I was there, like Tim Norbeck and Greg Lee and Coach Morris, Coach Armstrong. I mean, these are some of the best people that I've ever been able to surround myself with. And if I could go back and do it again, I'd love to, because there's so much more that I could have learned had I not been an 18 or a 17-year-old boy at that moment. And just lessons that you take forward with you in life. And showing up there on campus as obviously the new kid, I had kind of grown up with a bunch of the kids, Jared and Trace and AJ and all those guys competing in sports and different things, but they just accepted me into a family, and that's exactly what it is. And it's a family that largely the Langs have built. And, I'll forever be grateful for what they've done for me. And, I guarantee there's hundreds of other kids out there that feel the same way about Coach Layng and the Layng family that I do. So,
yeah, we talk a lot about Clint Layng, but let's not forget his wife, Sarah, who's the head basketball coach who just played for a state championship last month. Has got the defending Class B track team state champs and in a good position to repeat because of all the great athletes out there. That doesn't happen without the Langs. And I know any coach can come in and do good things, but you talk about the success on the field and on the track and the court and things like that, but those two are a family, and in that family with their three girls have accepted the entire community of Boulder in part of that family, and Boulder in return has accepted the Langs. And that's something that could get completely blown away if, this doesn't get righted.
Well, yeah, absolutely. And I mean, the Panther roots run deep in that family. Sarah's dad, Coach Norton, was the head coach of the boys basketball team in the 80s when they were winning state championships. It's so far more than just basketball or just football or track or even just the school. I mean, they truly care about the community. They're truly model members of the community. And I mean, Jefferson High community in general is just lucky to have them. And the girls coming up are going to be great athletes. I've seen all three of them in the gym since they were knee-high to a grasshopper.
Right.
But, I mean, sitting in there, practicing their free throws, getting ready for their elk swoop shoots and different things like that, which is impressive in its own. But that's another thing that Coach Layng just drives every kid that he works with is work ethic. And in a world where our youth lacks that in a lot of places, I mean, what better mentor to have for the kids of Jefferson High School?
It's still mind-boggling that the school board has this much control, and we're seeing it across the state. We saw it in Anaconda. We saw it in Frenchtown last year with Ryan Nelson, and it's embarrassing is what it is, considering the fact, too, Nick, that you've gotten a school board that doesn't go to these events. They don't see the practices. They don't even see the games, and the only time they show up is to make a vote, and then they say, yeah, we don't like this coach. See ya.
Well, and, I think that's true to a point, yes. But there are members of the school board that I've seen around, and there's at least two of them that I know for a fact that have kids that have been through the school and seen Coach Layng and seen the great things that he's done for the school and for the community. So that makes me question it even more, because I just don't understand it. But yeah, there's, I don't know what the check that needs to be put in place to control these types of situation is, but I'd like to know the guy who figures it out, because he's smarter than I am.
Wow, you're a pretty smart fella too, Nick Winfield. Any final thoughts you want to add? And again, it's clnordahl@yahoo.com to send letters of support for Coach Layng. But anything else that you'd like to add?
No, nothing crazy. I appreciate everyone for reaching out. I appreciate you, Jason, for having me on the show and giving this story the attention that it deserves, because it's a big deal in our lives. It's a big deal in Coach Layng and his family's life. And if there's anything that we can do to possibly make them change their mind, I would love to do it. They deserve it. Coach Layng deserves at least a chance to defend himself, to know what he's done wrong, if he's done something wrong, and for the community to be able to have a say in something like this. I mean, like I said, he's a great man. His wife is an absolute great person, a great mentor, just the same in all the aspects that I said about Coach Layng himself. And it would just be a devastating blow to the community to lose both of these. And I hope that the school board can keep the best interest of the kids in mind and rethink their vote.
Well, Nick, man, it was fun to watch you both at Helena High and at Jefferson, and then calling games against you when you were at Tech. But congratulations on a successful post-high school and college football career, and keep up the great work, and stay in touch, and hopefully we can make a small dent in a big story.
Absolutely. That's all we can do is hope.
Nick Winfield joining us, and right after that, got a call from his former teammate and Trace LeTexier, and he joins us now here on the Jason Walker Show on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. All
right, Trace. All right, Trace, news came out Wednesday. Everybody's found out by now Clint Layng out as the Jefferson High football coach. What were your initial thoughts?
I was pretty upset about it. He's just done so much for the community and for the town that it was just devastating news to hear, considering he's had pretty good seasons throughout his whole career at Jefferson.
Yeah, 62-36 overall, an appearance in the state semifinal game last year. But now that you've had a day or so to process, have you gotten more upset or less upset?
I would say more upset, just thinking about, like, away from football, just how big of a positive influence he is on everybody's life. It just makes it so much harder to swallow when it was, like, such a good person that thing happened to. I mean, he's been there for me from when I was a freshman to when I went to Missoula to when I came to Idaho, and now my transition from football to coaching. He's just been there, him and Josh Morris. Every time I talk to him, they've just always had my back, and it's just a hard pill to swallow, I guess.
And one of the stories I heard today from a friend of mine was, you played for him last, 5 years ago? But
yeah,
you reached out to Coach Layng recently and said, hey, I'm getting into coaching at a high school in Pullman. Can you write me a letter? And he did. And that's the type of things he does. It's not just about football. It's about life to him. And tell me the story.
Well, he's been a life mentor for me ever since I can really remember. But I needed a letter of recommendation, and I wanted to think of, like, a great coach that, like, influenced my life. So it was just as easy as just, hey, coach, could I get a letter of recommendation for coaching high school basketball while I GA. And he's like, yeah, I gotcha. And then, like, literally that night, he sent me the letter.
Wow. And
yeah, he just was on it.
It's amazing. How did he make you not only a better football player, Trace, but a better person?
He would always, like, I would say he would always, like, challenge me, or he would just call me out when I was doing something that he didn't think maybe was right. And then instantly I was like, oh, Coach Layng doesn't like that, so maybe I shouldn't be doing that kind of thing. And then he's just, like, he's been a life coach, I guess is a good way to put it. Like, yeah, he coached me on the field, but, like, the way we acted, the way we talked, everything, he just would always monitor it and talk and tell us, like, that's okay, that's not okay, what are you doing? Don't do that. He's just been a positive influence. Trace
LeTexier, the former Jefferson Panther, former Grizz, former Vandal, joining us here, Jason Walker Show on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. And I talked about it yesterday with A.J. Ekman, and I talked about it with a couple others off the air, and I said it on the air yesterday too, is that, you know, the guy lives and breathes football, but you guys never have, I've never in 8 years of covering Jefferson High heard of a player getting in trouble, a player, you know, skipping school in bad grades or you know, getting arrested, for instance. I mean, there's nothing like that. And that's strictly based off of Clint Layng, right?
Yeah, I would say so, because he just holds everybody accountable around him. And it's like, you do the right things or, like, pay the consequences or don't be around. But he's not afraid to call people out. He's just a great person. He had a positive influence on every single person who he's coached, taught, been around. And you can just see the passion in his eyes when he talks about football.
Mm-hmm. And when he talks about life, and he's got a great family, Coach Sarah Layng, his wife, the track coach, defending state champs, basketball coach, you know, the runners-up at state a year ago. And then we talk about, you know, the family, and I mentioned this with Nick Winfield, your former teammate, but, you know, this is a guy and a family that came into Boulder and was immediately, you know, just beloved by the community of Boulder, and I think it's a shock to everybody.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Everybody just was like, oh, there's a new football coach. Because when he came, I think I was in 8th grade, 7th grade maybe. But, like, I was like, oh, I can't wait to get to high school. Like, play for this guy. And then my small fry coaches at the time thought that he was a good guy, too. And they're like, yeah, you're going to be all right over there. And it was just, like, you could feel the shift when he took over as a head football coach that we were going to be good.
You guys never made
just because of his passion.
Right. You guys never made it all the way to the top, but you got close. You had great seasons, a couple of 10-2 seasons back-to-back in there. I think only 2 losing seasons in the entire, you know, decade, which, you know, you're handed what you're dealt when it comes with high school because you can't recruit. It's whoever's coming up through the ranks. And he made the best of, I mean, you guys had some studs like, you know, yourself and Nick and Braden Moore. I mean, others, so many. The list goes on of how many great athletes you guys have had. But he could take that bench player, per se, Trace, and make them into a critical piece of the team. Is that right?
Yeah, I would 100% agree with that. I think it's because his passion's like, the passion that he coaches with is contagious. And you see your opportunity, he doesn't make you, like, scared to take the opportunity. He just makes you, like, ready for it, I guess is a good way to say it.
Yeah, absolutely. And you guys definitely have had some opportunities. Would you have gotten to where you're at right now without Clint Layng?
No, I do not think I would have.
And it's amazing. Go ahead.
I didn't even know, like, how to go about, like, anything after high school. And he pretty much did almost everything for me.
Wow. Just impressive. Trace LeTexier, our guest, Jason Walker Show. You know, when you look at your playing days, what's the thing that stands out the most off the field that makes you think of Clint Layng?
I would say, like, just the being around him, it was like having, I don't even know how to describe it. It was like having like a older, almost like a school dad is a good way to put it. But he would like do things with us all the time. Like if we were, like, say when we were traveling for basketball, he would be talking with us on the bus ride all the way there and back. He would come back, talk to us about other sports besides the athletic event we were traveling to. He'd be like, "Oh, did you see Celtics won? Did you see that last second shot?" He'd come back and we'd all be like, "Yeah, we saw that." It would just be like one of the guys, kind of.
Right. It's amazing. I do want to mention, again, clnordahl@yahoo.com is taking letters of support from everybody. I know you've probably already written a letter or will, just trying to get a wrong righted here. And I think, Trace, what stands out is, you know, Montana has had great football coaches. Coaches retire, coaches move on, coaches get let go. I understand that. But the support from across the state, from players that were opponents, like a Jace Lewis, for instance, great friend of yours, has been, it has been outstanding. Not to mention all the other coaches across the state that have said, "Man, this is not right. Something needs to change."
Oh yeah, it's just because they've all been around him. Because he's coached in like 6 All-Star games. He's a head coach of the Class B All-Star game, I think, again this year.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, that's where he's around all those other guys. And if you're around him, you like him. It's just you got to get to know him on a personal level. And he's just a positive influence on everybody he's around, I'd say.
If the school board doesn't come to its mind, what do you see the future of Jefferson football looking like for the next couple of years?
I'm not really sure, but I just think that we got to deal with one problem at a time, and I don't really plan on. In my mind, I don't plan on him not being the head coach next year.
Yeah, clnordahl@yahoo.com is where to send your letters of support for Coach Clint Layng. But I know it's far away, but if there is a special meeting, would you drive back to voice your support?
Yes.
Wow.
I plan on being at the board meeting on May 19th.
That says a lot about former players and the commitment they still have to their coach. I mean, we hear it all the time about college coaches who have that relationship with players 40 years later, but in high school you don't really get that a ton. But this is a great example of that high school coach that's made a difference on and off the field, and it says a lot.
Yes, sir, it does.
Hey, man, I appreciate the time, and is there anything you'd like to add?
No, sir.
Okay. Hey, best of luck to you. When's the wedding?
July 16th.
Okay, well, that's my dad's birthday. It's a good day.
Oh, nice.
Where's it going to be?
At the Coeur d'Alene Resort.
Oh, nice. That's a great place.
Yeah.
They have a good golf course.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting. I'm pretty excited for that.
And we talk about great members of family and great coaching families. You're marrying into a really good one with the Petrinos there.
Yeah, I know. Very fortunate.
Yes, you are. The game of football will never not be talked about when one of those guys is around.
Oh, I know.
Hey, Trace, best of luck in your as you pursue your coaching career, and best of luck with the wedding and everything after that. We're just happy to see another success that's come out of a Clint Layng coached program there at Jefferson High. Thanks for joining us, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Trace LeTexier on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline, and you can just feel. I mean, everybody's just upset about Clint Layng being let go by the board members. And again, I've reached out to the board members, Buster Bullock, Larry Rash, Danny Morris, Kyrie Russ, and they're welcome to come on the show anytime to explain why they let a successful coach and teacher go. So It's nuts. All right, quick break. We'll come back, and when we return, we'll shift gears a little bit. She's going to play for a championship in a pro league on Saturday night. She won a state championship in 2015. That's the jersey right there. Mackenzie Johnston had a great career with the Lady Grizz, and she'll join us from Germany when we come back. Opening segment of the Jason Walker Show brought to you by Montana Custom Log Homes. Veteran-owned, woman-owned, family-owned and operated. Check them out at yourcustomlog.com. Coming right back with Mackenzie Johnston next.
Strength, beauty, grit, superior craftsmanship. Our homes have it all. At Montana Custom Log Homes, if you can dream it, we can build it. With 3 divisions and over 50 years experience, we've got you covered. From a showcase home to a small cabin, we make your vision a reality. Because every cowboy wants a castle for his queen. Montana Custom Log Homes, crafting homes that last for generations.
Father's Day is coming fast, and what more would that great dad in your life want than a full detail from Auto Concepts? Or maybe he would just prefer a lift kit. It's also camping season, and now is the perfect time to outfit that rig with a winch just in case. Auto Concepts is your home for everything for your vehicle, including updating your car stereo system too. Auto Concepts also has gift certificates for dad or yourself. Visit AutoConceptsHelena.com. Auto Concepts, the auto enhancement professionals. Yes, it's true that Montana is a long way from the Gulf Coast, but you can bring that Cajun flavor home with a stop at Cafe Zydeco. From po' boys to classic sandwiches, Cafe Zydeco has all the best Cajun in town. Are you in the mood for seafood gumbo or crawfish etouffee? Maybe you're craving jambalaya with some shrimp and grits. Head in for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or call ahead for pickup or delivery. Cafe Zydeco will fix all your southern cravings, even on a chilly Montana day. Cafe Zydeco is a proud sponsor of The Jason Walker Show.
Store-wide savings are what you'll find when you shop for new home furnishings at Rucker's Furniture. This means tremendous values on Helena's largest in-stock selection of home furnishings. When you shop Rucker's, you'll find store-wide savings on the furniture you want for every room in your home. And you'll also find our selection of Serta iComfort, the most comfortable beds in Helena. 12-month financing is available with approved credit on most purchases over $289. Ask for details. You'll find store-wide savings at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena.
Welcome back, Jason Walker Show. This segment brought to you by Rucker's Furniture. Make the quality choice for your home at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn in Helena. On this day in history, coming up, the walk-off and more. But on Saturday night in Hamburg, Germany, the great Mackenzie Johnston will have her team playing along with former Fairfield standout Lizzie Klinker on the same team, playing for a Pro League championship. And earlier this morning, which was evening there, I got a chance to catch up with the great Mackenzie Johnston, and she joins us now here on the Jason Walker Show. Well, it is, I guess, 8 hours ahead, or we're 8 hours behind, something like that. But she is in Germany. Mackenzie Johnston, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? Thanks for having me.
No, that's very cool. I mean, I haven't talked to you since before the season started. Now you got a championship to play for on Saturday. We'll talk about that in a second. But how's life been in Germany?
It's been a culture shock for sure. I mean, I'm used to my Montana roots, and coming over to Europe, it's been an amazing experience. We've got to travel a ton outside of basketball, but just the people we're surrounded by has made it a lot easier transition, but learning a lot over here, and yeah, it's been enjoyable.
How's the food?
The food is great. I've enjoyed the German food, but right near us is kind of the international area in Frankfurt, so they have food from everywhere. So we've made it our mission to try just about every type of food.
That is awesome. And the warm beer, have you gotten used to that yet?
you were right. It's the Germans. They made fun of us when we said that we're used to them having warm beer, and it's correct. Nothing is in fridges usually, and when it is in a fridge, some of them wait for it to warm up. It's crazy. So I haven't gotten used to that, but I'll say I enjoy a good beer over here more so than back in the States.
Oh, wow. That's impressive. Mackenzie Johnston joining us, former Capital Bruin, Lady Grizz standout, now playing professional basketball in Germany. Obviously we're playing for a championship, but the season has obviously gone pretty well. What's the biggest difference, Mackenzie, to playing pro basketball in Germany as opposed to just hoops in the U.S.?
I would say I was very fortunate playing at Capital and at the University of Montana with the crowd and just how many people we had supporting us and at games. And we have a good core group, but it's about 100 people at our games, and we're playing on a rubber floor versus wood. That's been a tough adjustment as well. And at the beginning, there were lots of travel calls. They call it the American travel. I guess we take an extra step compared to over here. So that was my biggest adjustment. Our coach had a specific practice for Lizzie and I to fix our traveling. And knock on wood for this last game, but I haven't traveled since that practice. So
nice.
Hopefully keep it that way.
Is it when you get the ball like off the wing or something, or from a pass, and you take that gathering step? Is that what they're calling the travel?
Yeah, so mainly if I'm going to pump fake and fake them going one way and go the other, that's when they would say we drag our back foot a lot.
Okay. It's a little different.
That was a tough adjustment.
And you had to adjust to isn't the lane different as well in international ball? The free throw lane? Is it widened out?
The key is wider.
Okay.
Yeah, so the key is wider, which shooting layups and stuff at the beginning, that was an adjustment. The three-point line's a little further back besides the sides. So it's wider, and then the sides go straight. So if you're shooting a baseline three, you're shooting closer. So that was interesting as well.
That's weird.
And obviously the adjustment of the refs speaking German as well as everyone in the crowd. But I think that's helped me because I can kind of just zone everyone out because I don't know what they're saying. So
you guys have, you and Lizzie have both been able to travel the countryside and get to other places too. And you've had other teammates as well on these trips. What's that been like, seeing everything over there?
Yes. It's been amazing. We are very fortunate that, so we have practice. We never had practice on Mondays, and we would have it Tuesday nights. So the times we play Saturday, we find a quick trip somewhere, Sunday, Monday, and get back Tuesday morning. And it's been great. It's definitely been quite the food tour for us. Like we said, we've really enjoyed the food over here. So we had to try the food everywhere we went. But there's been different things we loved about every place we went. I wish it was a nicer season. It was pretty cold traveling around most of the time. But over here, it's so accessible to get to another country. I mean, I think we hit 10 plus countries over here, and by train, by flight. When my parents visited, I got them to 4 countries they were in 10 days.
Wow.
So it's been fun, and just being able to experience that with Lizzie has been great too, with both of us experiencing it for the first time, I think is very helpful.
What's the coolest spot you guys have gone to?
We've been asked that, and there's so many different ones. I would say with having Butte roots, Ireland was so much fun, and we felt like we were at home in Ireland. That place brought a lot of joy. Greece had the best food. Austria had the mountains like Montana. Switzerland was just beautiful. I mean, there were so many great places, but with those Butte roots, I'm going with Ireland.
I like it. Mackenzie Johnston joining us here from Germany, the Jason Walker Show, Mike Miller, State Farm Hotline. Aside from the court being different and the fans being a little different, what's the competition been like?
It's been up and down. There's some games that we were blowing teams out. But over here, you move. If you're in the top two, you have the opportunity to move up a division. If you're bottom two, you move down a division. So some of those teams just moved up to our division, so they don't have the funds like we do and things like that. So they don't really have international players. So there's been quite a few games where it wasn't quite as difficult for us, but then there's other games that we had great competition, especially during the playoffs. The North is known to be tougher, so getting to play two North teams during this time has been good, and looking at film on Berlin, they're going to be a very tough team.
So it's a little like the Big Sky. You play teams like Portland State, and then you play teams like Montana State. Oh, I think we lost the video coverage there for a second. We'll work on getting Mackenzie back here. Jason Walker Show, and hopefully she can rejoin us here in a second. It's fun. It's fun watching the stories of her, and there we go. We got her back. There we go.
Okay. Yep.
I was saying it's been fun to watch your stories that you've been posting up on social media. But my question before we lost you there was the league sounds like a little like the Big Sky. You play a good team like Montana State, or you play Portland State. I mean, that's basically how it goes.
Yes. So I don't know if you were able to catch anything I said before it went out, but yeah, there's some teams that just don't have the same funds because maybe they moved up to our league this year, so they don't have those international players and things such like that. So yeah, there were some games that they were quite blowouts, and then other close competition games, especially playing the North during the playoffs. The North is known to be tougher than the South, and watching film on Berlin, that should be a very tough game for us.
Who does Berlin have internationally?
I want to say just one girl from Canada.
Okay.
They have a very good German group. I could be wrong. There could be another one, but yeah, they have a really good core group there.
Take me through the playoffs. Take me into the championship Saturday night. And does your mindset changed ever since you were at Capitol High?
Mindset hasn't changed. The goal is always to win a championship, so I'm thankful we're able to play for one. Our first two games against Chemnitz. So over here, you play best of two, and say you split, whichever team won by more points moves on. So that's different. Going to play in Chemnitz, I mean, essentially you've only played one half of basketball by the end of that game. So coming home, we have an advantage at home. Our court's a little different. You slip and slide a little, so I think that benefits us when people have to come play. So we took care of business at home, and then Opladen, we were ahead by 20 when we left their place, so they'd have to beat us by more than that. So we had the confidence going into that. Then at halftime, we were up by 20, so we felt finally safe there. And then, yeah, getting to play that championship game and getting to play it at home is huge, and everyone's excited around here. Like I said, we have a great group of core people and supporters, and just one more home game is amazing.
What's your longest road trip over there?
Our longest was to Munich, I think, and it was 5 hours.
That's not bad.
Not bad. No, we take two vans, so, and you know that Autobahn, you can just cruise.
Have you driven on it by yourself yet?
Yes, but Lizzie and I have a smart car, a two-seater. So if you're going fast, that thing starts shaking, and we feel not too steady in that thing. So we've definitely hit that Autobahn in the smart car, but we just had to experience it.
Oh, of course. So have you driven faster on the interstate between Garrison and Missoula or on the Autobahn?
I would say Garrison.
Okay.
If the smart car was able to go faster, then, but once it starts shaking, we keep it at that 120 kilometers.
Has that
I don't know what that is.
I don't either. Has that been a big change with the metric system and everything's different over there?
Yeah, I had to put my phone in military time to help myself out. At the gym, sometimes I lift a weight up and I'm like, oh yeah, that's too heavy. Yeah, it's been an adjustment in cooking. I try to bake over here and you're having to put in your phone all the conversions.
Oh.
So we kind of just wing everything and hope for the best.
So you eat out a lot is what you're saying?
Actually, I've learned to cook while being over here.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very cheap to eat healthy.
Which is
produce and everything,
awesome.
They have very good produce, and it's so much cheaper than in the States. So definitely going to miss that.
Yeah,
Our big event would be going to the grocery store. We loved when we got to venture out to the grocery store.
Is Lizzie a good cook?
She's a good cook.
Okay.
She's rubbed off on me a little bit, and now we have about the same eating habits and everything now.
Okay. Favorite meal that you've cooked over there?
Favorite meal? We made some sushi bowls the other night.
Okay.
Oh, actually, our managers taught us how to make schnitzel. So we made schnitzel one day.
Okay.
By hand. So that was pretty good. I told my family about it, and so I'll try to show them how to do it when I get back. But yeah, schnitzel would probably be the number one thing.
Okay. Mackenzie Johnston, our guest here. Jason Walker's got her team playing. Jason Walker Show's got her team playing in the championship. Do we call it a national championship or just level championship?
Yeah, I think 2 DBBL. So yeah, championship finale.
Have you learned how to pronounce your team's name?
How to pronounce mine?
Yeah.
Bad Homburg.
Bad
Not
Homburg.
bad.
Okay.
Bad Homburg.
Because you're in.
But then
it's in Bad Homburg, Germany, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, about 10 minutes outside of Frankfurt.
Okay. And you're the Falcons, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. See, I did my research.
Yeah, good job.
All right. So where can we watch the game back here at home?
On Sport Total TV. The link has been on my Facebook if people want to tune in. It's at 9:30 Montana time. Yeah, so follow that link and you'll be able to watch the game. Hopefully, sometimes the connection goes a little wacky, so we'll hope everyone can watch it. I get back to my phone after games and it's a group message from my family. We can't watch it. What's going on?
Oh, geez.
Oh, it's working. Blah, blah. I'm like, well, I can't inform you on what's going on right now.
I can't help you out. I'm playing a basketball game, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Before I let you go, I just wanted to show you this. Your 2015 state championship jersey hanging just to my left.
Yes. Love to see it.
And that's the jersey you actually wore at the Butte Civic Center when you guys claimed the state title.
Yeah. So when you retire, you can send it our way.
Okay. Yeah, because your dad wants it in a bad way, doesn't he?
That's right. That's right.
Sorry, Mark.
You keep it till then.
I asked first.
Yeah, exactly.
When do you get to come home?
Monday.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So championship, celebrate, hit the airport.
Perfect.
We were kind of going back and forth. Our flight we were able to move our flight if we wanted to. But with all the traveling we did during season and knowing we got to go home and see our family, we're excited to get on that plane and just see everyone again. Without coming home at Christmas has been really tough. 8 straight months is a long time for 2 girls who are used to seeing their family at every game.
Right.
So we're really excited. We're really fortunate for all this, but excited to be back and seeing our family.
Well, it's super cool. Like I said, we've been following along on the social media, and congratulations on the great season. And have you already talked about going back next year?
So right now our team is eligible to go to the first division, which is huge. We've never had that opportunity, so this is a first for our club. So being part of that is really special, and this club is a very special club. You hear a lot of stories of girls coming overseas and it just not working out because of maybe the environment they're in, but the environment over here has been great and very family oriented. So it'd be hard to say no to coming back, getting to play in that first league. Sure. I don't know. We'll see. But right now it's kind of up in the air.
Awesome. Well, I think you got a dinner to run to, but hey, appreciate the time. Good luck on Saturday, and check in with us when you get home. We can get you back here in the studio. And I know you can't hoist the trophy here in America, but we can celebrate when you get home.
That sounds perfect. Thank you for having me.
That is Mackenzie Johnston joining us on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. Good luck to her. And and Lizzie Klinker and her team. Bad Homburg, the Falcons. She's been a Bruin, a Lady Grizz, and now a Falcon. But good luck, and appreciate her joining us just before a dinner tonight in Germany, which was now last night in Germany because of the time difference. All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back, wrap things up, a conversation with Reed Harris. We'll have that next week for you. Also next week, Jace Lewis will join us, former Townsend standout, and Grizz, wearer of the number 37. Maya Hansen's going to join us as well next week. Looking forward to that. All right, quick break. We'll come back. This is the Jason Walker Show. This segment brought to you by Ruckers Furniture.
Store-wide savings are what you'll find when you shop for new home furnishings at Ruckers Furniture. This means tremendous values on Helena's largest in-stock selection of home furnishings. When you shop Ruckers, you'll find store-wide savings on the furniture you want for every room in your home. And you'll also find our selection of Serta iComfort, the most comfortable beds in Helena. 12-month financing is available with approved credit on most purchases over $289. Ask for details. You'll find store-wide savings at Ruckers Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena.
Who doesn't love being number one? When your team's dominating the standings, or your favorite band rocks the charts at number one, it feels good, right? Kind of like how it feels when you have auto insurance with State Farm. Because making you feel like number one is an honor your local State Farm agent takes seriously. Through the good times and not so good, your State Farm agent's proud to be here to help life go right.
Call State Farm agent Mike Miller in Helena today. Everyone knows about Dinners Done Right and the convenience of the cook and carry cuisines. It's so easy to just stop by and you have something for dinner that night. But there's also one more thing you need to know about. Dinners Done Right Grab and Go Salad Bar. Yes, I said salad bar. Always the freshest ingredients, along with a daily soup and nacho bar too. So the next time you are in a rush or you just want to eat healthy, stop by Dinners Done Right for the soup, salad, and nacho bar. For monthly menus and more info, it's dinnersdoneright.com. Father's Day is coming fast, and what more would that great dad in your life want than a full detail from Auto Concepts? Or maybe he would just prefer a lift kit. It's also camping season, and now is the perfect time to outfit that rig with a winch just in case. Auto Concepts is your home for everything for your vehicle, including updating your car stereo system too. Auto Concepts also has gift certificates for dad or yourself. Visit AutoConceptsHelena.com. Auto Concepts, the auto enhancement professionals.
Welcome back to the Jason Walker Show.
Welcome back, Jason Walker Show. Having a great Thursday. I've had a fun week. It's going to be even awesome next week, too. But once again, Reed Harris will join us next Thursday here on the Jason Walker Show, the Great Falls High Bison, who's headed off to play wide receiver with the Boston College Eagles in about a year and a half. And we'll check in with Reed next week. As just kind of ran out of time today with all the news from yesterday and today with Clint Layng being let go by the school board at Jefferson High. Let's do On This Day in History. It is April the 21st. It is Get to Know Your Customers Day. It is High Five Day. Self high five. Chocolate-covered cashews day. I like cashews. I like chocolate. I don't know if I'd like both together. National Kindergarten Day and Yellow Bat Day. On this day in 1970, speaking of bats, the Reds hit 7 home runs by 6 different guys. The Braves hit 3 home runs. 6 for one team, 9 different home runs by 9 different batters. All tie or set records. 1991, the greatest extra inning comeback. Pittsburgh scored 6 runs in the bottom of the 11th. After the Cubs had scored 5 in the top, the Pirates also at one point trailed 7-2 in the bottom of the 9th to get the win. 2012, Chicago White Sox pitcher Philip Humber pitches the 21st MLB perfect game. 2018, A's left-hander Sean Mania with a no-hitter against Boston. And on this date in 2016, the great Prince Rogers Nelson passed away. An accidental overdose of painkillers at the age of 57. Prince, fantastic artist. Absolutely wonderful. Miss Prince. I mean, you think about what he wrote, Nothing Compares to You, that Sinead O'Connor made famous. He wrote, was it Manic Monday? He wrote a song for the Bengals, not Manic Monday. He wrote a different one, I think. He also wrote Sugar Walls, Sheena Easton. Wrote a couple of songs that Sheena Easton sang. So Prince was awesome. His music lives on. It will forever. Speaking of music, on this date, in 1956, Elvis got his first #1 with Heartbreak Hotel. There you go.
The Jason Walker Show.
How about we try this?
We're almost at the end of the show. What did we learn? And what did he miss? Time for the walk-off.
The walk-off is presented by Cafe Zydeco, where the Big Easy meets the Big Sky. And if you are looking for fantastic Cajun food, nobody does it better outside New Orleans than Cafe Zydeco. Go see Lou and the gang over there and grab yourself some fantastic Cajun food that is unparalleled. Nobody has what Cafe Zydeco has. The spices are spot on. You want it super spicy, they'll do it. You don't want it spicy, they'll do it. You want a po' boy, you want a pasta Zydeco, you want catfish, they'll do it. It's all great. And the beignet, my daughter loves the beignets. Absolutely loves the beignets because she gets to make a mess with the powdered sugar. So, what else did we learn today? Well, we learned that the 4 members of the school board at Jefferson High are chicken, won't come on the show, won't even reach back out, respond. Yes, I'm looking at you, Danny Morris, Larry Rash, Buster Bullock, Kyrie Russ. You guys served the community of Jefferson and Boulder with a great injustice by not rehiring Clint Layng. If you would like to support Clint Layng, what is the email address again? It is clnordahl@yahoo.com. clnordahl@yahoo.com. Get your letters of support in. Hopefully we can change that. Have yourself a great weekend. We'll see you back here Monday in the Above All Handyman Services Man Cave. Monday, Jace Lewis, former Townsend standout, and Montana Grizz football star will join us. And potentially, tentatively scheduled is head football coach at Jefferson, Clint Layng. That will be a great show. Have yourself a great weekend. We'll see you Monday.
The Jason Walker Show is produced by the Jason Walker Media Company. Any reuse, rebroadcast, or retransmission without the express written consent of the Jason Walker Show is strictly prohibited.